I admit that I'm furious now, and I don't often get as furious as I am with you, as I really am furious with you now, with the people who've done what's coming in a moment. And I will become an absolute raging tiger, which I don't like being. And once you get me going round the park raging, there'll be a few people who are going to get clawed. After the assembly that I had this morning, 80 members of this school filled my study. 80. When we got to the end of that story, 45 have admitted to cheating British Railways, and the whole lot have been rusticated. The entire lot. And are going home tomorrow. I'm holding a parents' meeting in here tomorrow for all 45 sets of parents. And I'm told that there are a lot more of you in here who've done it too. And they'd better get in my study within the next half hour, because I know some of them, and they'll be expelled. The police have got now, the CID have got every name, docket and card from these tickets. And the people upstairs are fed up, the people who are being rusticated, because they know your names and they're about to grasp. So the police have got you taped, and your comrades have got you taped, because they know you're holding out. You're extremely lucky that you get away with 1 week. The only reason you get away with 1 week's rustication is because I can see some of the people have done it lots of times. 1 or 2 were stupid enough to be sucked in by some story by Savage that his father worked in British Railways and he could get free vouchers or something, which is a most pathetically stupid story, but I do believe they're thick enough to have thought that's true. And they're very fortunate to get away. And I've just spoken to the chairman of the governors, and I've said I've just rusticated 10% of my school, and he said I couldn't care less if you rusticate the entire school if you like, headmaster. You stand to your principles. I don't remember, well, I do remember once when we had a drug ring 16 years ago being so fed up as this. You must have gone absolutely mad. We've now had 49 rustications, 2 expulsions, 9 gatings, and a whole mass more stuff, all in one term. And if you go on like this, it'll get worse. You know perfectly well what the principles are. We don't have stealing at King's, and it is stealing. To travel on a British Railways thing, and you are very lucky that it isn't anything in the least bit funny. And if I see one single snigger or smirk in this room, I will cheerfully dispose of that boy too. And you know who I mean. Yes. Now, this is extremely unfunny. And your parents aren't going to think it's funny. There's going to be thousands of pounds worth of money going to have to pay back to British Railways. This absolute fool Savage was just sitting there with a whole... But now it turns out he's stolen 4 books. It's gone up from 2 to 4. And it goes back to last summer. And people have been travelling all round Great Britain on spurious tickets. And the only way in which we've escaped having everybody in the cells is because the superintendent was kind enough to pay me the compliment of saying that he could see that I meant business and would see that the matter was put right. We're jolly lucky that everybody isn't put in, and he came out and spoke to the boys and girls himself, and he said you can get £2,000 fine and 6 months imprisonment for every single offence you've committed, and that's on the railway police, and be dealt with by the CID as well, and by your headmaster. Now, once you get me in this sort of mood, you've got me in this sort of mood. And I want all those other people in front of me, as I swear to you, if within half an hour at the end of this assembly there's anyone who hasn't got to my study who's done this, and I know some, he will be expelled. For absolute sure. And it's no good whinging then and saying you didn't know, because you do know. You've got ears to hear. You can hear what I'm saying. If you haven't owned up, you own up pretty quick after this assembly. And there's another thing. This boy Savage was here last night. He's been here 3 times, to my certain knowledge, since he was expelled. He's been seen by the school captain down in the town. There was somebody last night, some arse, who put a paper bag over his head and threatened one of our boys with a knife outside. And we had the police up here last night, and I had my own conjecture as to who was under that paper bag. Well, I wish you to know this, that if that boy comes back on these grounds again, I want him put in a study. And you can stand outside the door of the study and come and get me. And I will get the police, and I will put him somewhere where he won't come back again, or the police will. Has everybody got that clear? That boy is extremely bad news. He will. Well, you wait till the parents get here tomorrow. I've a damn good mind to go out, I think I probably will, and ring up his parents and ask them if they'd like to come and join the parents' meeting tomorrow, and meet 90 parents in here. He's caused all that trouble. He's committed felony after crime, and the police have built the whole lot up. He even lied about it yesterday. He told a policeman in Taunton yesterday that his cheap rail ticket thing, he'd lost it. And they were just making him out another one, and when the policeman demanded to see into the shacks just now, there was the thing there all the time. So he told them yet another lie. They've got a book that fat of crimes committed by this boy. And your parents are not going to find this funny. At the moment, and you're forbidden to talk to any of these people who are rusticated too. The whole lot are locked up, and they'll have a austerity meal and get up for the first breakfast and then get out and not come back till next term. Now, just settle yourselves down, because it's getting pretty frisky this term, and it can get worse. You stick to the rules and you've nothing to fear. But you'd start doing this sort of thing and you've plenty to fear. And I want all those people who know anything more about this, or know anybody who's done anything, or have done it themselves, they'd better get to my study pretty quick, because if you hear a knock on your classroom door, or your study door, in over half an hour and you've done it, well, it'll be to tell you there's a taxi waiting at the front gate.